This is a glimpse into my life. Life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kiley.
And I'm Eric.
Okay, I think we know who you are.
Oh.
All right, another year has come and gone. How old am I?
41 or 42? How old am I?
55.
The same age as you.
42. Right.
Go ahead.
After all these years together, it's taken me this long, sadly, to figure this out.
What?
That when it's my birthday, it's our birthday.
Right.
Right.
I like it because we're in our 40s and we're approaching midlife.
I don't know. 42 isn't approaching midlife, but it's like you don't really like to celebrate a birthday, your birthday.
Right. I get depressed.
Right. And so, but for some reason, you like to celebrate my birthday like it's your birthday.
Right. I feel better that way. I feel younger.
And so I finally learned, if I look back, it's totally true, that it's our birthday.
I feel vivacious.
Yeah. Like when I have a birthday party, we have a birthday party.
Right. It's a lot of fun.
Yes.
I look younger.
You feel younger. I feel older and I look older. So
You feel
I'm glad
older, look older, and I feel younger and look younger.
But you want to know what happened to me at Trader Joe's on Friday, the day before my birthday?
What?
I got carded. Yep.
How old was this person carding you?
I mean, in his 20s for sure.
In his 90s. Some 80-year-old guy.
No, it was a kid.
That's pretty cool.
I was real excited.
You're like, all right, here you go, kid.
And I literally did not look good. Like I rolled right off the streets of the run I went on, if we can call that a run. And
do people buy booze at Trader Joe's?
Oh yeah.
What do you get me at Trader Joe's?
I got you those tender
the
drinks,
gin
and I got
drinks.
some wine.
Oh, you get wine at Trader Joe's
Yeah.
too? Didn't know that.
So I had no makeup on. I had a hat on, like a baggy shirt on. Apparently I looked young.
Probably look like Billie Eilish.
So a lesbian?
Right. A young, vivacious lesbian. Well, you said Billie Eilish wears all them overgrown
She's also
clothes.
a lesbian.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
Billie Eilish is a lesbian.
She came out.
Oh, well, she looks like a lesbian. She looks exactly like a lesbian. Can lesbians have... Billie Eilish has giant boobs.
Yes, lesbians
huge.
have giant boobs.
Are you sure?
Yes.
In my head, they're flat-chested. I don't know
They're
why.
not.
I don't know why.
Think of all those poor... This is being really stereotypical. I'm sorry. Those poor, like, butchy lesbians that are a little overweight but have huge boobs.
Well, they
like try to strap them down, but they're
ace
still
bandage or
there. So
something.
then it's like one giant uniboob.
Right.
Right.
Like a man's chest.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, in a way.
Right. So yes, lesbians have boobs.
Okay, just checking. Just checking.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah, maybe they thought you were a lesbian. And,
Perhaps that
but
he did.
Regardless if you're straight or lesbian
I got
or
carded.
non-binary, by the way,
You're
getting
feeling,
carded.
Did you like listen to something or have a conversation that you feel like you need to throw in your new vocab?
Yeah, I did because I was listening to the Vile Files and they had
okay.
JoJo Seawall.
Siwa?
Siwa.
Yeah.
Seawall?
Seawall.
Oh,
Not
Seawall.
Seawall.
And
That's
apparently
a whole other thing.
She's like a dancer and all the kids
Yeah, she's
idolize
from
her.
Dance
She's kind of, and
Moms
she's
from-
real. Oh, she's from Dance
Yeah,
Moms.
when she was a
I
kid.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But she's kind of wacky and crazy, and the
Right.
kids love her, and she's a singer.
She used to
dancer,
wear those
whatever.
big ass bows, remember?
And she wears like all bright colors and stuff.
I mean, I don't know
But
what she is
anyway,
now, but-
apparently she was on Big Brother UK.
Yes.
And she was what happened was she was alluding that she was debating that if she was lesbian or not because she was having a crush on a guy.
Oh, wow.
And then she's like, maybe I'm bi. Maybe
Right,
I'm
if you have a crush on a guy.
maybe I'm non-binary. This
Non-binary.
is, but I'm like, if you're non-binary, you're.
Here's my
I understand that people say they're non-binary, but
confused. I don't know.
non-binary, and I know people say sexual, and she was saying this too. Sexuality is fluid.
But is it
But I
non-binary
think-
mean you yourself don't have a gender?
Right, but
I don't know. I
that's
get
in your
confused.
brain,
Right.
so it's a feeling. And I have
Correct.
no problem if people feel that they're non-binary, but you have a P or a V,
Correct.
no matter what.
It's a
And doesn't
fact.
that
It's
make you a
scientific
gender?
fact. Correct.
Now I don't mind you say I'm non-binary.
But I'm a
I feel
female
non-binary.
non-binary.
Yeah, I feel non-binary.
Right.
That's
That's
the
where I
proper
get-
way to put it.
That's where I get
or I
irritated
feel
as well.
and bisexual makes sense. I get that.
Right.
Is you can do both ways or whatever.
Right.
But then she's like, I used to say I was gay. Now I say I'm queer. I don't
Right.
know. I mean, say whatever you want. I don't have no problem with it. I have gay friends. I know a ton of gay people. It's fine. But I don't know if you should call them gay, queer,
Oh my God, I
non-binary. Like,
know.
how do you know what category to call
I will
them, or
kind
do
of
you just
agree
not
with
call them
that.
anything, or let them?
And maybe
I
let them tell you what they
I
are.
know some gay people that if you say, "Oh, you're gay," they say, "No, I'm queer,"
I
and then
know.
if you question it, then they get all
Which
offended.
I did hear an interview on Jeff Lewis the other day that had
And for those who don't know, Jeff Lewis is gay,
is gay. And it who was
and he
it?
would
Maybe
just say
it
he's
was
gay, but he's an old guy like me.
yeah, maybe it's the American Idol kid that was on that I told you about. It's not a kid, he's in his 30s now.
David Archuleta.
Yeah, I think it was that interview, and he was saying he calls himself queer, and then they were kind of debating,
I
like,
think all the younger people
even
do.
Jeff Lewis was like, "Well, what the hell's queer?"
Right,
As a gay man, he was saying that,
I think
and so they kind of said they were like, it's kind of more maybe where you're not 100% sure where you're at, so it's like a blanket queer statement, like
you're under 30 though, or
I
you're
mean,
30,
probably.
yeah.
I mean, so he was kind of like it's kind of more of like an umbrella statement of I'm in this group and I don't know exactly where I'm at yet, so I just say queer.
Where I feel I'm at, because he knows he likes guys.
Yes, like he's like I'm gay, but I call myself queer because I
Maybe
just
it's kind of hip way to say gay.
yeah. I don't know.
When I was growing up, and when Jeff Lewis was growing up,
Right, because you guys are the same age.
right? If you called somebody queer,
It was offensive.
you're making fun of
Yes.
a gay person. It's like calling them, FAG,
Yeah, great.
which I'm not saying, which I normally would maybe say, but people get crazy about it. But or it's being it's being like called a white guy a honky. You know what I mean?
A cracker.
And I'm using that
because you are a white guy.
Right. I won't use all the other racial terms.
Please
like
don't.
Beaner or something like that.
Oh, but you just did.
Oh. That one's just funny. Come on.
Okay.
I mean, that one's just funny. Okay, Dan, edit that out.
Okay.
Where were we talking about?
I don't even know. How do we even get to this subject?
don't know.
Oh, JoJo Siwa.
Oh, JoJo Siwa.
Which I find it weird.
She's actually real funny, though.
I find it weird
like
that JoJo Siwa is the one that made you understand queer, or a non-binary a little bit better. This is
she's
the odd
educating me on
revolution.
this. Yeah, she's educating me on this. That's right.
That of all people in the world, JoJo Siwa.
And by the way,
did it.
JoJo Siwa is only 21.
I know.
She's young.
Correct.
And Nick Vile's like half of the stuff he's like, well, you're kind of doing all this stuff because you're only 21. And she's like, no, I'm not. And she's like,
right?
Yeah, you are.
Think of how stupid we all were at 21.
When you're talking about
when you
queer
see
and
this
gay and everything,
interview back when you're 41, you're gonna be like,
I'm
oh
an
my
idiot.
fucking God, did that seriously come out of my mouth?
Yeah, I'm just gay.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Like
Right. And
yeah.
Nick Vile, he's 44 or something like that, 45.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, now what are you?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
just name one.
And
he was trying to be polite about it, but I don't know. It's just, you know what though?
Oh,
it's
then
ebb
it's the
and
same.
flow.
Does she even know what she is? Which is fine if she doesn't. Then just flat out say like, I don't know. I'm just.
That's what she kind of said.
Figuring it out.
No,
it's okay to admit that.
she
You have to
kinda
give yourself a label for a society that's against labels, labeling people because it's judgmental. We sure throw a lot of labels at people. Or expect a label thrown on us. Like, you need to call me this.
The younger crowd
hates a label but loves a label.
But they want to be labeled.
Yes.
And then if you label them, you're an asshole.
Right.
But they say, and then if you just call them a general thing, they say,
you're
no, I'm
still
this.
an asshole. Yes.
No, I'm this.
But you can't call me that, but you can call I can't I just
And you can't call me this unless you are this.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I know.
And you can it's crazy.
We don't use labels, but please label me as this.
Yeah.
I can't.
And a lot of it's because of social media and they hype this stuff up and everything else too. But I mean, it makes life go around. It makes things interesting, that's for sure.
Right.
It makes things very confusing.
I'm confused.
Like, I think in the 1950s and stuff, things were just, you could understand
I want to
everything.
go back to that. I want to be a June Cleaver.
Everything just made sense.
I want a little, like, poofy skirt, and I want to bake a cookie all day.
Well, then you couldn't watch Waverly Place all day because...
Well, that's just rude.
Yeah.
I'm sure June Cleaver
They
did too.
barely had TV back then.
Okay, well, I would like to maintain the TV.
Right.
I just want to...
That's my birthday gift to you.
To stop watching weird shows?
Let you sit around and watch Selena Gomez as like an 8-year-old.
Oh my God, do you want to know what I was doing? Because I was
12-year-old.
talking to Allie, and I was like, I need to watch this.
But why would you want to watch a kid's show?
But
Waverly
it's
Place.
so funny.
I mean, I find myself looking... You know what
It's
I'm mainly
funny.
looking at? I'm looking at, oh my God, Selena Gomez is so young. Like,
Oh my God, because it was from
you
like
see her-
15 years ago.
Yeah.
Plus.
She's kind of developed as like a 10 or 12-year-old, though. If you look at her body is kind of developed.
I mean, she's supposed to be she's in high school in the show.
Oh, I thought she's like 10 years
Oh,
old.
no, she's
I'm
in
like,
high
yeah, she's
school.
like an old
No,
10-year-old.
no. She's like in high school.
Oh, her
She's like
face is
she's
just.
supposed to be like 15 or something like that, 14,
Oh,
15.
I thought she's playing like 10. I'm
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
no,
she
no,
looks
no, no,
old
no,
to be
no, no.
like, oh, okay, never mind then. She has kind of a baby face though, you know.
Yes, she kind of
But she's a little
that
more
now.
developed. Does she have real? What about boob thing? Does she have real big boobs now in real life? Probably.
She will when. Which we all do
Fat,
this.
but she's with Fat Bunny or whatever that guy's name is.
It's not Fat Bunny,
Fat
but
Bunny?
yeah.
What's his name?
No, not Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
That's
Bad
it.
Bunny.
I thought-
Bad Bunny.
No, that's Kendall
Benny
Jenner.
Bunny. Benny Bunny.
Benny something.
Benny Bunny.
Benny something. I don't have my phone. I can't look it
Benny
up.
and the Jets.
No.
Okay,
I feel like when
all this
she,
podcast out.
because she had like a liver transplant and stuff, so she like gained some weight within all of that and got bigger boobs, like we all do.
Right.
And so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, fine. What were we talking about anyway? We're going back to some weird.
We were talking about our
We're talking about Billie
birthday.
Eilish. We're not even talking about Billie Eilish. Okay. Let's go back
To our birthday.
to yesterday was your official birthday.
What is these snaps?
On call me queer. Official
birthday. Yeah,
on
correct.
the actual Kentucky Derby day.
I know. We didn't even go to the Kentucky.
Yeah, we had fun
Derby.
though. We watched
did
it.
have fun.
Yeah, we watched the prelims or not prelims.
I
but
didn't watch
the
that.
previews.
You napped through most of that.
Yeah,
by the way.
I watched the 4 hours of prelims or whatever, pre-show or whatever you want to call it. Sovereignty won.
Sovereignty did win, which
It's-
you
Kentucky
did not
Derby is
know
so
how to.
exciting
You
to
also
watch.
did not know how to pronounce that when you're naming off the.
It is
horses
spelled.
to me.
There's no way anybody can just see that and say sovereignty.
I think I would, but I
Some
read a lot.
Brian or something. I'd say, yeah,
Sobriety say.
right. But I picked journalism, which got second.
You did.
But
I know.
I found out I didn't really know he was favored too. So that's what
that's
I picked.
fine.
And then I also picked
Final Gambit.
Gambit, which
Gambit.
ended up getting fourth.
I know.
So I actually
Mine started
placed.
off strong, the two I picked, and then they lost.
American Patriot.
I had American Patriot and Civilian Bull.
Civilian.
Civilian Bull?
It's not Civilian Bull. Something Bull.
Something with a C. Says
Sistine Chapel Bull. I don't know.
not Sistine.
I don't know. Something Bull. But anyway, you started out in first place.
I did.
I was like, whoa, you're doing pretty good, Keeks. But that race, it's so crazy. It's only, 2 minutes long?
Yes.
Are you going to get the dog?
I'm listening for the dog.
Okay, take a listen for the dog.
You can keep talking.
Yeah.
I thought there was a munching sound, but
Right. But so.
oh no, we're
at the-
doing something. Keep talking.
Okay, at the Kentucky Derby, it was very rainy. And so they run in the mud, basically. I don't know if anybody knows that or not, but the jockeys will wear like 6 pairs of goggles and they fling them off as the mud flings in their face. But what I didn't realize, I was watching some of the pre-shows, is that there's the inner track is grass. And they would have races on the inner track, grass races. So it'd be a shorter race. I never even noticed that before. And then even inside that is all the field people that go. I guess it would be general admission. And that's where you don't see on TV. All the people in the field, general admission, that's like you go there to get wasted. It's like red Solo cups and keg beer. And people still have, some suits and everything on, but you can wear a T-shirt if you want. And it's going nuts. So I had a friend that told me, he goes, oh, yeah, if people think that Kentucky Derby is just what you see on TV, but it's not. If you look at the inner ring, it's like a huge, giant party going on. Everybody had these Vineyard Vines hats going nuts. So I talked to Scotty at swimming, and he had been to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, really?
And his wife, there's a huge race in Baltimore. I can't remember which one it is. And if you go to the races, if you want to party down, all the college kids and everything,
You go in the center,
you go in the
right?
center.
Yeah.
And it's like, like I said, red Solo cups and keg beer.
Oh.
What's the dog doing?
Eating coffee filters.
Seriously?
I wish. I was joking.
What was she really doing?
Eating coffee filters.
Oh, she really was doing that. Well, there's no food, so let's go. I put all the food away from the counter so she eat the coffee filter.
Right.
Great. But anyway, what we like to watch as a viewing audience, we like to see all the stars and celebrities. But I was a little disappointed. I like watching the outfits, and I like watching
You do?
the guys and the girls. I enjoyed the girls dressing up, and I like the guy. I actually like watching the guys' outfits
Okay,
too.
learning a lot about you this episode.
Call me Billy. Which
Uh,
I don't think she was there.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
what I noticed though, it seems to be at the Kentucky Derby, it's all like sports stars or
There was
like
a lot of
influencers.
athletes.
Athletes or influencers. And I didn't really notice any movie. I didn't notice one movie star in my
They're probably like,
a lot
fuck
of-
it, this
and
is stupid.
and a lot of news people. I mean, there were the Saturday Night Live, but the NBC people were there.
Right.
There's some Saturday Night Live stars, but they didn't really show them. They seem to show all the athletes.
What
A lot of
athletes?
Olympians there,
Right.
and a lot of football because football's off season. I get that. Why.
Olympians are
There's no
off-season
baseball
also.
people there. Yeah, Olympians are definitely off season. All the Olympians, when they've interviewed them, who do you want to win? Chunk of Gold.
Right.
There was a horse called Chunk of Gold. How obvious. Simone Biles held out, and then the interviewer goes, "Who do you want to win?" She goes, "I think Chunk of Gold." How creative, Simone.
Not creative.
How creative, Simone.
Wow. All of them.
Her man, the
Is a
football player, Jonathan something.
I don't know.
His name's Jonathan.
I know. I can't remember his last name.
And they had Simone Biles' mom with them too, but they were dressed in purple, coordinating.
Correct.
Simone Biles is starting to look more like a woman than a little kid.
Because she's like 28.
Right. And she's still thinking about going to the next Olympics.
I know, that's insane.
I think they would just use her in the vault now.
I don't think she'd do
We
like an
talked
all
about
around.
this.
Well, she lost all around last time. She's not going to win it again now, 4 years later.
Yeah, just
Like your body's going to say no thanks.
I mean, they would almost have to put her on the team just for the popularity.
Yes,
You
she
know.
makes them money.
Yeah, but I would still say she's probably going to be the best vaulter in 3
Possibly.
years. I mean, she's still muscular. You can see her muscles.
Well,
and
yeah,
everything.
I'm sure she works out in some. I don't know if she goes to the gymnastics gym, but
Yeah, she probably still works out. I mean, she
I
has
would
a
say
husband.
yes.
They probably have a nice gym in their house.
I would guess yes.
I'm sure. But anyway, we saw Aaron Rodgers was there.
Supposedly, he had a ring on his finger,
What does that mean?
on the finger.
He does that on No
I
one's
don't
going to
know.
marry that guy.
I saw a thing on People this morning that was like
Did
marriage.
he get married?
Marriage rumors are flying since he had a ring on the finger.
And
I don't know who the fuck he'd
And
marry.
he still hasn't
but
signed on a football team. I think he's just going to retire.
He's marrying himself.
Yeah, he's in love
and
with
saying
himself.
fuck it.
He's in love with himself. He's in love with.
God, is the dog getting something?
I don't know. Do you want to go again? People don't like to hear just me on the podcast.
I know you're not very exciting.
No, I'm talking about the infield while you're gone. But anyway, actually, Aaron Rodgers always looks kind of weird. He looked pretty
He
stylish
looked
and cool.
pretty good.
He
I
looked
will
actually-
agree with that.
He looked better with a short, nice haircut.
Yes.
Don't you agree?
Yes.
And he had real nice glasses on. He looked like my brother Marcus. Aaron Rodgers, when he's dressed up really nice and looks real good, looks like my brother Marcus. And it was also raining in Kentucky, and it was also raining on your birthday in
That's
Reno.
how you know it's my birthday, is
Right.
because of the weather.
Right.
There's about a 5% chance it's going to be a nice day on my birthday.
Right. And you know what I noticed about the Kentucky Derby?
What?
When the ladies wore their dresses,
Oof.
they wore like a pink cover up that's
What, a
see through. Like a,
Oh, not
you
a,
can
not a clear?
a clear, but it's a
It
hint
had a
of
hue
pink.
of pink.
And someone that had yellow on would have a hint of yellow.
Oh, so
they
it would
actually
match them?
coordinated their
I
cover. The regular people in the stands just
Right.
had clear, but the ladies who
like the
like a lady with
horse owners'
yeah,
wives.
yeah, they had like a baby blue on. It would
So
be
they
a
had a
hint of baby blue, and you could still see the dress through it because you
Right.
have to see the dress through
Well,
it.
because yes, you may those
I mean-
people are legit making a statement.
Yeah. And then they showed the one lady who was just a regular person who won. They have a
Best dress.
best dress. I thought she looked great.
She did.
She had a cool spirally hat on.
Yes.
But the dress was just yellow.
Yeah,
But-
she did. But it had little cute little like a pin things
Yeah,
on
and
there.
apparently her daughter made the dress, so she gave her daughter's boutique out or whatever. Her
That was
daughter.
Are you sure about that?
No, she said her daughter has a boutique, and this
I
is
did not hear
yeah,
that.
her daughter made a dress.
I heard it differently, so I'm not sure if you're correct.
I'm
or not.
100% right on this
Well,
one.
we'll
I
see.
really listened to this because I'm very
You don't
fashion.
really listen to anything,
What?
so I don't know if anybody can believe that statement.
Do you know what horse Mel bet on for your birthday? Titstastic.
Titstastic.
It was actually called
Oh.
Titstastic, but
Oh.
she used to call it Titstastic.
I mean, that would have been fantastic if
Yeah,
that
they-
one won.
it would have been fantastic if
And Titstastic.
Titstastic won. Cousin Jeff should have bet on Titstastic. I'm going to call him up and tell him he should have bet on that. one.
Well, maybe he did.
I should ask him. He would say it and keep talking about it over
Correct.
and over again. Yeah, but so there were no celebrities there, which is
No,
disappointing. me.
really, I don't.
Like,
think
how come
I
there was
saw
no like
any.
movie stars? Like, wouldn't you think there'd be movie stars at the
I
Kentucky
guess
Derby?
not. They're probably like, we've done it. We don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah, but I don't. You don't usually see them. I don't think.
No, there's usually, if you think about the last couple of years, there really hasn't been like celebrities there.
I guess not.
I don't know.
You know,
It's
who I
not
did see,
exciting.
but they were on the infield.
Oh, you want to know why? I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because the Met Ball's on Monday.
Ooh,
So they're not.
and
going
the
to,
sports
they're not,
stars really
they're
don't
not,
go to that
They're
one.
not going to Kentucky.
Yeah, they're gonna waste their time.
Yeah.
You know who I did see on the infield? These two.
This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National.
Great American Storage
America.
and Reno Yard.
For all your outdoor storage needs.
They would love the infield.
They would have a lot of fun. Put on one of those Vineyard Vines hats and just go to town. You know who went to town the other night?
They don't.
Was our dog Nora. The night of, actually, it was your birthday because it was after midnight. Tell the crowd, tell the fans out there what happened.
Jesus Christ. I am a majority of the time a cool-headed, even-keel human, and I don't let a lot bother me.
You just kind of sit around. You're kind of boring.
I'm right. I usually just go with the flow, and yeah, that's it. But Friday night / Saturday morning, I snapped.
I was getting anxiety because of
So
you
I
and the
actually,
dog.
for me, went to bed kind of early. I fell asleep at like 10:30, 10. Like, I went to bed
On a
early.
Friday night. It
Yeah.
was Friday night, too.
I think because the night before I woke up in the middle of the night, I couldn't fall back to sleep. So I slept like shit the night before. So I actually went to bed early and was sleeping soundly. And Nora had snuck back into the bed, which wasn't actually the problem, is that I had the window open and there were some neighbor kids that were outside playing.
Like, they were at like 11, 12
It
o'clock
wasn't
at
like
night.
midnight,
It was
yeah.
probably like midnight.
They
So it
weren't-
actually officially was your birthday.
Correct. They weren't loud. I will say they were not loud. They were like disruptive. But
I obviously didn't hear them.
right, but Nora could hear them. And so she thought that they were like, I don't know, coming for us. So she starts barking loudly on top of the bed. And so I'm like, Nora, it's the kids next door. It's fine. Like, just let it go. Nope. Has to keep barking. I close the window.
Loud barking.
Loudly barking.
Like, oh!
Like someone's attacking us.
Like this. Oh! Like,
Okay.
like it's kind of like that. It was annoying.
It was annoying. And so I shut the window. She, of course, her little puppy ears can still hear everything. So she won't stop barking. I'm getting pissed because I'm
Like,
like, I'm
stop
fucking
it.
tired. And she jumps on the bed and barks also. Like, can't, like,
And
so
stands
I'm
on
like,
top
fine,
of us.
go outside and check it out. Nope. She's too scared to go outside and check it out because she's afraid of the dark. And so
Kylie was actually literally
I
flipping
was
the F
losing it.
out.
So I'm like, stop it. So I actually put her shock collar on and I was beeping her. I didn't shock her, but I was beeping her. I'm like, because usually she stops when you do that.
You should have
No.
shocked her.
So I start buzzing her. Still won't fucking stop. So I put her out in the hallway and I slammed the door because I'm pissed. Keeps barking. So like, okay, maybe she's barking to come in and we're over it and we're done. Nope. Keeps barking at the kids outside,
But won't go out and check them out.
but won't
'Cause
go
she's
out and
too
check it out.
afraid.
Just jumps on the bed and barks. So
We'd be dead if somebody attacked us.
possibly. So I am like, I'm fucking done. This is like 10 minutes of the rogue, loud ass barking.
And Kylie never does this.
I
She was
never do
going,
this.
like
I-
way lost out
yes.
there. I was like, holy
I-
mackerel.
Snapped. Because I was like, you got to get out of this house or I might kill you, Nora. So I grabbed her kennel, drag it into the office, aka third garage.
AKA my office is a part of the garage.
Right.
basically.
Drag her in there and put her in the crate. And I'm like, see you in the morning, asshole. Go inside. And now, but my blood pressure is like probably massively elevated. It is. My heart's like racing. So I'm like trying to calm down. I can hear the dog mildly barking in the office. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Bark away.
At least it was mild.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You had to go-
It was
had to go through,
pretty
like,
muffled.
You could
yeah.
hear it, but you had to go through four walls.
Yes.
You know?
So I'm like, so I actually start reading because I'm so amped up. Then I can't fall back asleep.
I'm having an anxiety attack over there.
And so I'm like, okay. And the dog's just barking and barking. And I'm like, how long do I let the dog bark for before then that's a whole other problem? So I'm just keep reading, trying to calm down. She stops barking about 20 minutes in and I guess falls asleep. I don't know. So then I finally fall asleep. We leave her there till what time do you wake up?
Morning?
Yeah. What time did you get up on Saturday morning?
On Saturday morning, I got up about 5:15.
Yeah. So did you feel bad for her?
I don't know. I just was like, where is the dog?
The dog's in
I
the
mean,
office.
I forget about things. I'm like, I knew she was in the office.
Yeah.
but-
snapped.
Yeah, I went in my office and she's like looking at me and the whole thing smells like gross saliva.
Because she
saw-
chews on her blanket
she-
when she's anxious.
Yeah, and she's all crazy. And so anyway, I take her out and then she gets into bed with Kylie.
But I think she was I think I scared her. And so I think she was a little apprehensive about me.
But anyway, that's how you started your birthday. Almost
Right.
had a
And
heart attack.
then I felt really bad because I don't think she actually slept any of the time she was in the office.
No. You want to hear something funny? And I wanted to talk about this last week.
What?
But last week, I don't know if you remember this. I was sitting in my chair watching TV,
Okay.
and the dog just comes walking
Oh.
into she comes walking into the living room.
She was with me in the bedroom.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, hi, Nora. And I just hear this little, and then she walks back into your room.
Right.
And then so I'm sitting there. I'm like, holy shit, I can't breathe. The dog came in,
The dog
looked at me,
cross-chested you.
farted, and then walked back in the room. She like saved you.
I appreciate
She
it.
like saved you the piece of farting in front of you. She came, farted on me, and then walked back to the room and just grumped us to me. That was insane.
I know. That was pretty good. I didn't even know dogs could do that.
And then I went back there. I'm
Purposely.
like, Kylie, the dog just farted in here. And you're like, so what?
Good.
Yeah, good. Didn't fart in the bed.
Yeah. Do you want to know what happened yesterday?
What? Oh, yeah. You're going to talk about
I went to wake you up for the Kentucky Derby,
Yeah.
and I walked in the bedroom, and there was like a cloud of stink, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
No, in reality, what you did was you walked in the bedroom and you said, this room smells like a morgue. That's what you told me. That's
later.
exactly what you told me. And I'm like,
later, second.
oh, I'm like, Jesus.
I was like, holy shit,
And then
who is ripping ass in here?
And I woke up and I go, oh my God, it fucking stinks
Well,
in
first
here.
of all, I go over to wake you up, but after I walked through this cloud, I'm like, Jesus, like, was it the dog? Was it you? And you're like, it's the dog. But I kind of lifted the sheet up, and I was like, I think it's you. I think you're.
How could it smell at the doorway though when I'm under the covers?
It just had
Doesn't make
wafted over
sense.
there and just was like holding tight.
Anyway, I was
So you were
convinced
like,
it was not
yeah,
me.
you're like, it wasn't me, it was the dog, which you would think by the smell of it was the dog. So I'm like,
It was
oh,
rancid.
whatever. One of you stink.
I agree that it was rancid
One of
too.
you stink.
And I was
yeah,
like, it's fucking dog. This no more. This dog is
you were
not
like,
allowed
it
in our
wasn't
bed
me.
anymore.
Yeah, and then you walk out the door through the cloud, and you're like, holy shit,
Well,
Nora, you smell. And I'm like, okay,
yeah.
whatever.
It's like in the hallway. It's
yeah.
disgusting.
So you go out to the kitchen. I follow you a few minutes later, and you're like, well, it's not the dog, it's me.
I lit a little squeaker in the kitchen, and it reeked the same smell. And I go, oh my God, it was actually me.
I mean, that was pretty man of you to admit
I
that.
admitted it. I apologized to the dog, and I told Kylie it wasn't the dog. It was me.
I was pretty sure it was you,
Right.
but it's fine.
That's embarrassing, dude.
You maybe should be with that one because it was like a death, like your ass was on death's doorstep.
My ass was on death row.
It was bad.
Yep. And then what I did was I sat in my chair and I poured me a little of this. Honey, guess what time it is?
Happy hour?
Yep, I made your favorite Juicy Tits Vodka cocktail.
Fantastic. Thanks, babe. Love you.
And I love you. And your Juicy Tits.
Go to juicytitsvodka.com to get your own bottle of Juicy Tits, where life is the party.
I don't know if anybody out there watches The Valley,
I mean, just people watch the Valley.
but it seems like a lot of people watch The Valley. But I heard that Jax Taylor, the paparazzi were out there and he had sweats on, he had no underwear on. He pulled his pants down and like halfway showed his ween.
No, why?
Like, why would you do that?
What's the purpose?
Like to say that, oh, I'm sick of
Like,
you, I'm
fuck
so
you?
popular or something like that.
I mean, I don't think that was
Yeah.
it. I don't think he was. I'd like to hope he wasn't mentally stable in that moment. I'm not sure. It doesn't help any of his case for custody.
Mental stability,
Right. It's
whatever.
not doing him justice.
Right. Now, apparently,
Maybe he's not mental. I hope
apparently,
he's not mental
I
stable
guess
for
he still
doing
has
that.
his. I weirdly almost listened to his podcast the other day.
'Cause
I
you
don't
wanted to hear
want.
it?
I just to see.
Who was on?
but-
I didn't even know he had a podcast.
Well, he and Brittany have one together, but now
they do?
No,
Well, obviously
now
they
they ended the podcast, and Brittany has her own.
Okay.
And that-
then he has his own?
I guess so. But I don't know. When does he have time to do this when he's in the loony bin
Because he wasn't ever really in.
or not?
That's a
loony
nice
bin,
way to call it. It was rehab, but
or rehab, whatever.
I'm curious to know how long he stayed in rehab.
Are they going to show that on the show?
I
don't
would
know.
assume so.
But we were talking about that show is just a shit show. But
It is.
it's funny on the Viall Files was the producer of all these reality TV shows, and he's really good friends. One of his favorite reality stars person is Brittany, and he was
Oh,
talking
yeah,
all
you were
about her.
telling
He's
me
good
that.
friends with her and stuff. So, yeah, who knows?
She seems like a very sweet,
Yeah.
pure person. Bless her heart.
Right.
She's from Kentucky as well.
And Tom Swartz is just looking for a show to be on. He just keeps
Oh, I know.
appearing on all these. It's like, dude,
I know. Listen, he
you're
doesn't know what to do with
40-something
his
years
life.
old.
But think he's been on reality TV for.
He pretty much can't be an actor now because he's kind of
decades.
worn him.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
known as just a reality guy.
He probably can't get a legit acting. I'm not sure if
when
he
he-
ever was a good actor. Let's be honest.
He's probably not trained or anything like that,
No.
I'm sure. But
Because he was like modeling before.
yeah, modeling and all this other
Uh-huh.
stuff. But anyway,
So-
I enjoy watching him on reality show. So
He's
put him
just
on one.
hopping around.
But he's 40, so it's like you
I
got to
know.
put him on an older show. But then also he doesn't have a wife and
Yeah,
wife
right.
and kids and all that kind of stuff.
Bless
Who
his
knows?
sweetheart.
Another thing we've been watching is You. We
finished the new season of You, or
You.
new and final season of You.
That was good.
It was good. That Penn Badgley plays a great creeper.
Yeah. He says a lot when he doesn't even speak. He just
He
stares
does.
at you kind of into space and what is he
Right.
thinking.
And
But
you can like see
and they
like
have
his
a-
eyes, like
yeah.
what's happening.
And they have his voice as like inner monologue
Right.
going on, so you listen to what he's saying. Another movie that we watched was Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick.
Simple Favor 2.
Simple Favor 2. I don't
Yes.
really enjoy that one.
I did.
But you enjoy all the outfits of Blake
Oh my
Lively.
god, I did.
And then Anna Kendrick plays a little dorkier person.
Right.
But you really liked it.
I did.
I mean,
I
I would
was
have
a
to say it
fan.
was better than the first one because I don't really remember the first one. I just
Okay.
remember
I
saying
liked
it was
them both,
okay.
actually.
So I guess a lot of people must like them because they made a 2. They don't make
Right.
a 2 with 2 bigger stars like that. It's,
Right.
you're not a
Because I don't think they were probably cheap to get.
no
No.
because they know people. And it went straight to streaming. Was it Amazon, right?
That's like the new thing though now.
Right. No movie theater
Right.
stuff.
I
Yeah.
would have seen that in the theaters if they put it out.
Right. The only thing in the theater people are really watching and say it's a great show, but I heard it's really gory and stuff. Is called Sinners. It's with
Sinners.
Michael B. Jordan
Uh-huh.
and Sally.
Excuse me?
No, Haley Seifrin, Josh Allen's girlfriend or wife.
Isn't it like
Haley
Steinfeld,
Haley Steinfeld or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
It's like Seinfeld, but Steinfeld.
Yeah, she's the
Oh.
startup, but it's really. I heard it's really good. He's like the reason that I don't want to see it is vampire stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's
Okay.
really gory.
That's where I think, and sadly, where the world's going for a smidge. You might have to get
a lot
over
of
that
fight
fantasy
scenes
thing.
and stuff like that. And then,
Yeah.
but everybody who's seen it
Here-
said it's an unbelievable.
Here's my
movie.
question to you:
I'll never go watch it.
Will you watch it at home?
No, probably.
Oh,
not.
okay. Here's my question to you: what if you got offered a role in like a fantasy movie series show and something like that was like dragons, vampires, witches, something like that? What would you do?
I would
You
have.
hate it.
I would be thrilled. I would have no problem with it. You're talking to the guy. You can't fucking.
I know, even though you hate that shit and you would never watch it in reality,
Right.
but you would suck it up and do it.
Oh my God, yeah. Because I want a meaty
Okay,
role.
maybe you
I'd
should-
rather not. I would be kind of be like, oh, this is the part I get. Of
Maybe you should
everything."
start watching some fantasy because I feel
Yeah.
like that's what's happening out
Yeah,
there.
River did an audition the
Is
other
it for
day.
a fantasy?
Yeah.
See?
River seems to be River's auditions are a lot of like fantasy.
That's
and
what's
backflashing
happening.
and stuff and stuff like that.
You got to wrap your brain around it. Let's watch Harry Potter later.
Yeah. I just want to be
Twilight.
in something regular.
That's not a thing anymore.
Right. It's not not a
here.
thing
You're
anymore.
either you got to wrap your mind. This is what you got to wrap your mind around: a fantasy with a character that's not real,
Right.
or like a Marvel DC comic book world.
Well, it's impossible to get in those movies unless
Well,
you got a
maybe not
lot
as-
of credits.
Maybe not as like the rogue person in the background,
Right.
but
Let me see. Should I take the fantasy vampire type role and
Right.
it's like a just a 5 lines and a great movie, or should I
Mhm.
do a commercial for the J Resort in Reno?
the fantasy.
Right. Okay.
So
see, there we
let's start.
go.
Let's get
Should I do
your
an IGT commercial in
let's
Reno?
let's get your mind around a fantasy here.
Right. Or
There's-
how about a Fallon Toyota commercial in Reno?
Right.
Or in
So
Fallon.
we're gonna expand what you're watching so that you're ready for these auditions that are coming in. Vampires need dads too.
Right. I would be great as the vampire dad in Twilight. I like that role.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
vampire-
let's get you in the fantasy world.
Vampires
let's
need
dip
more-
your toes in.
Vampires need mortal dads
Okay.
too.
You
Yeah.
sometimes say vampire dad, so you might be a vampire.
But they still act regular, kind of.
Kinda, yeah. But you have to be able to act like look at the Mayfair witches. They have like
Mm-hmm.
uncles and shit that have magical powers that you got to be able to wield.
I'm just not gonna worry about that right now. But I should be able to get any role if I sound like this.
You sound so good.
With this nasally old voice?
Yes, but it's so clean.
That's why we use Fibonacci Sound Studio, located in Reno, Nevada, led by an Emmy-nominated audio producer.
Fibonacci specializes in voiceovers and voice recordings for games, television, and film production.
So you're saying, if Fibonacci can make my nasally voice sound this good,
Then anybody else's will sound like music to your ears.
for more information or to book an audio session, go to FibonacciSoundStudio.com.
Or call 775-357-8580.
Yesterday, I went and saw the new grandbaby.
Yes, you did.
It was nice because it was
Did
just
you
me
hold said grandbaby?
I didn't. I don't hold him yet.
I know.
I just kind of played with his arms and legs and feet, and I was like, "Oh
Okay.
my god, look at his fingers and stuff like this." So cute, perfect little precious baby.
Baby
August Matthew Petrola.
again.
What?
You said it last week.
I'll probably say it every week for the rest of my life because
Oh.
it's a grandkid.
Okay.
And then I told Tanner, I said, "Yeah, when you get settled in, we'll come over and watch the baby. You guys go out to dinner."
Would you
or
do it by
whatever."
yourself if I had plans?
I would.
Oh.
No, I'm not afraid. I would be a little confused and not
You
know
would
exactly
you'd
what
hold
to
the baby?
do, but yeah, of course.
Just asking.
Yeah, I could do. I mean, I got 3 kids.
I know. It's also been 20 years since
Things
you had a
change.
baby.
They still do diapers and all that stuff.
Right.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Not a whole lot has changed, but you just haven't done it in a very long time.
Right.
Right.
Nowadays, they definitely no babies nowadays get wiped with a cold wipey.
Oh, no, they have
They're
a
always
they have a
I mean,
wipe
they had the
warmers.
wiper warmers, but now they always use a wiper warmer because
Do you want
technology.
one for your bathroom?
That'd be pretty good, actually. Yeah,
I mean, I can
my
make it
wipies are
happen.
cold on my butt.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, no,
Well, maybe.
don't worry about it. I don't care about that kind of stuff.
Well,
really.
I'm not going to get you one, so.
But anyway, and then another big thing is Sky's coming in town next week.
Yes.
Which is good. She's taking a break from her job at Ocean Ramsey's, coming and seeing the baby and hanging out with us, and probably have all our friends over in the middle of the night at the hot tub, and Kylie will be like, "What's going on?"
And then I'm going to yell again and snap
Yeah.
on somebody else.
We're good on Friday night or Saturday night.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
great on a week.
I got to
a
talk. Yeah,
weekend
we can't do the weekday
We
anymore. So we
can't.
go crazy. Especially Skylar and her friends. They just come
Well,
and stay.
and it's worse now because Nora can't relax, which is therefore like she keeps me up.
Right.
So it's like this waterfall effect.
Why can't you just sleep when the dog is going crazy? You can't do it.
I can't because
No.
she doesn't wake you up. She wakes me up
Right.
because she like has to lay on me or jump on me and bark and
And then you go crazy.
then I go crazy.
Right. You were trying to pick out a new dress for Newport today. How did I notice that?
Oh, I did.
We were
Yeah.
talking about that
Yeah.
because we have a date night when we go
We
to
do have a
Newport
date
in
night.
July, and it's on Thursday. We always know the day,
Correct.
and we bike down to Eat Chow, and I play sexy music on my bike, and Kylie
Yes.
dresses in a sexy dress.
I mean, usually, yeah.
For
Last
me.
year I did not, but it was a rough year last year.
Tell him why. It was a rough
We
year last
told
year.
him last year.
Well, tell him
why.
right now why the sexiness got taken right out of our trip.
The whole trip was not sexy because I had just like an chronic evening bout of diarrhea every night.
Evening.
Every
evening she had diarrhea. Like,
It was so
what
weird.
is going on?
It actually lasted like days after
I started
got
thinking
home,
she
too.
did it on purpose.
No.
I'm like, you not want to be around me?
No, I would.
You always complain about not being able to go to the
I
bathroom.
know,
and
and
there
I
you
couldn't
go.
stop going to the
Right.
bathroom.
That was the strangest thing ever.
So that was fun. I think you just wanted because like you felt like I was throwing you under the bus for your stinky farts, so you needed to like throw me under.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Tit for a
segued,
tat
I
there.
segued in with the
Mhm.
new dress, and then I went to the
Right.
diarrhea.
So let's give you a baby compliment and then make you look gross on
Here.
air.
Use this. Use the Michael Weems
I guess
pill.
I'm lucky enough that things like that don't offend me, but payback's a bitch. Let me just tell you that.
I know. I'm living proof. Life with Air podcast is brought to you by Petrilla Concrete Construction and Michael Weems Collections. You can see his stuff on Palm Canyon Drive in Palm Springs. You can order his stuff online at
MichaelWeems.com.
Yes, you can. If you like this podcast, subscribe or copy this link for Apple Podcasts or Spotify and share it with a friend. Push the like button. It helps us out a lot. Right, Keeks?
Right. If I'm going to sneeze.
Go ahead, sneeze. Well, dear, guess what? It's that time. Last call. Who are we cheersing today, babe?
Moms. Happy Mother's Day.
You're not cheersing yourself
I'm
for
not
your
cheersing
birthday?
myself. No.
Let's cheers yourself for your birthday.
You can cheers me, but I'm not going to cheers myself.
Why don't we cheers my fart?
Oh, let's not.
Why don't we cheers Nora's fart?
Nor did it toot.
Let's cheers our moms because next Sunday
Is Mother's Day.
is Mother's Day.
We'll
and
probably
we all
cheers
have
it again next week.
mothers, and we have the new grandbaby. Allie is a new mom.
Right.
My sister's a mom.
Everyone in our lives is moms.
Everybody's a mom.
Right.
But I'm cheersing your birthday because we
Thank you.
we had fun yesterday,
We did.
and it's been a good weekend. Rainy weekend, but good weekend. You enjoyed yourself?
You didn't even give yourself props that you made reservations and stuff like that.
Right.
You did not. You were gonna pat yourself on the back and you forgot.
Yeah, because we
He's
were gonna have a
hoe.
party and we canceled. So Kylie's figuring we're not doing nothing, and I said no, we're gonna go out with a few people. Let's
And
call
made a
them-
reservation.
Let's call them the Waints, and made a reservation at a good Korean fusion place called Arario. Let's have a plug.
Which this is also
Hashtag let's plug
that's
us.
also how you know it's our birthday because you planned what you would like to do on your birthday.
No, I don't. I don't want to do anything for my birthday. I go to Los Compadres. I wanted to take the Waints to Arario for a long time. We
Right,
finally did. It was
so-
really good, dude. I
so
liked
you
it a
used
lot.
my birthday as the excuse.
Right, and I said, "Hey,
Right.
Kylie, why don't we go to Arario for your birthday?"
I also made a reservation. By
I also
the way.
made a
Yeah.
reservation, and we're all going. But it was kind of nice of me, right?
It was nice of you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, good brownie point. Tell them about the card I got you too.
You did give me a card.
I always gotta
You
get her
hate
a card.
a card. You hate
I
a
hate
card.
cards. I hate writing cards. But I got Kylie a card where it said,
You like me better, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or she likes me better.
"She likes me better," and it's a glass of wine and a glass of
If
coffee.
they start fighting, which is a valid point.
Yeah.
Just basically it's the time of day that I like one
I
better
just saw that
than
card,
the other.
and I was like, "Oh my god, that's
Done.
Kylie right there." I'm sure it's a lot of people. But
me.
Anyway,
In a nutshell.
yes. Anyway, happy birthday, babe.
Thank you,
happy,
darling.
Happy Mom's Day to everybody. And subscribe or follow us on wherever you get your podcasts, or just go to our website at lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into My Life with Eric. To all of our listeners out
Honey.
there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Have a little problems
Yeah,
there?
whoops. Love you,
Love
baby.
you.
Especially this weekend. It's your birthday.
Oh, our birthday?
Our birthday.